Okay, good morning, everyone. This system problem, so I repeat again. Okay, so until last week, we will review the demand and supply and relay the law of demand and curve, and further we decide the market price. As I said, equilibrium price. So how to decide the market price in the economics. So this is foundation of economic theory. And then there are lots of things to research or studying area in economics. So this second, so I choose the next theory is consumer theory. So in the markets, we know the market price, that is equilibrium price or not anyway. So market price. So you can choose the buy or not to your need possession or get it. So I want to buy some laptop computer. But first thing is, if you have some money or not in your pocket. And then you can choose the product and compare the products and many other things. There are many factors to buy your own laptop computer. Size, utility, and CPU, the hard size or hard size, or something like that. So consumer theory is a series of, that is the definition here, a series of assumption about how people choose to spend their money. So that is the consumer theory. Consumer will buy some stuffs. So people can decide buy or not, and which products is better than other products, same price, or something. There are lots of questions there. Even if I choose the laptop computer, but it's expensive, and then I can cancel the laptop computer, but instead of other things, this is surprise, something other. Later we will review the some product series. At this time, we will review the consumer theory. So before the consumer theory, we talking about the consumption choice. The same one in consumer theory and the consumption theory is the same one. So the information on the consumption choice of American is available from the Consumer Expenditure Survey. This is the United States Bureau. So they last time we reviewed that the United States announced or report for several kind of index from the authority in the United States. That is the consumption choice. This depends on the survey from United States Bureau of Labor Statistics. Labor is related to consumers, so the United States Bureau of the Labor Statistics announced the average United States household, how do they spend the patterns of consumption choice. So when economists talk about the consumer choice, what they are referring to is the combination of goods and services a consumer purchases. So the laptop computer and the smartphone, and this combination of goods and services, something like that. This is for consumer theory. So consumer theory is some kind of a study of how people decide to spend their money based on their individual preferences and budget constraint. How much do you have in your pocket? And also, what is your preference? You like the laptop computer or desktop computer or something like that. This is for your preferences. And also, at the same time, think about the budget planning. This area belongs to a branch of microeconomics area. This is microeconomy. So consumer theory shows how individuals make choice subject to how much income they have available to spend and the prices of goods and services. That is correct. So make choices and how much your income and how much do you available to buy. It's affordable. So the understanding how consumer operates makes it easier for vendors to predict which of their products will sell more and enable economists to get a better grasp of in the individual hand. So in your hands, which product is your preference and in educated your budget constraints. So the consumer theory is the study of how people decide to spend their money based on their individual preferences and budget constraints. Also, building a better understanding of individual taste and incomes is important because these factors impact the shape of the overall economy. So it means it's a consumer choice and accumulated tremendous peoples, and then the authority, that is the government, is guess and choose the index and then forecast for government's future plan. This is based on the strategy for government based on the consumer theory. So they are announced or report from the Bureau of United States Labor Statistics. Also, consumer theory is very useful but not flawless, as it is based on the number of assumptions about number of behavior. Later, we have consumer behavior theory. This is also related to consumer choices or consumption choices. How do we understand consumer theory? Each individual has the freedom to choose between different bundle of goods and services. It's correct. Every product, every good and services is different. And each individual, the persons have some freedom, choose freedom. So consumer theory seeks to predict their purchasing patterns by making the following three basic assumptions about human behavior. So three kind of basic assumption, and then consumer theory is, we can explain that. First is utility maximization. Okay, let me talk the three assumptions. Before the three assumptions, I would like to introduce the traditional consumer theory a little bit more. That is the traditional microeconomics, the consumer theory have some another aspect. The consumer theory focuses on the decision made by individuals about their purchase of goods and services. It means it relies on assumption of rationality and maximization. Later in the economics, the basic starting is rational. Last time I talked to you, everybody do the acts by rational or not. This is basic question of economics. If you buy the laptop computer or some desktop computer, and then your choice, but this decision making is follow the rational or not. It is very tedious things to make decision making. But most economists cannot follow the rational. Rational means the people follow the very educated and some good choices and some how do I say it? It's rational. Rationally decision making. If you have some only $100, but I want to buy the laptop computer, but laptop computer is $800. How to he or she get the laptop computer? It is only he or she has only $100 in your pocket. But the product price is $800. How to buy this one? So the gap is $700. So at the time, the customers think about this rationally. First choice is cannot buy because I don't have money. Second is loan and some borrow or some help from parents, from partners, or another choice is a used one. Buy the used one. For example, used one is $500 and can buy it or not. There are many kind of choices. Any choices, it is follow the rationally or not. This is the starting of the economist research. So rationally, we think only one factor is rationally, we cannot buy that. That's it, I give up. But another rationally think about it is, okay, I borrow money from mother and help from the parents and used one. There are many other things to get the laptop computer. So this decision making is follow the rational or not is the starting game. Last time I talked to you. That's why in the microeconomics, that relies on assumption of rationality and maximization. There are two kinds of theory. Last time I say maximize and minimize. How to make a maximize effects. How to make the minimize the functions. Maximize example is profit, for example, and minimize, for example, cost. How to minimize the cost? This is minimize profit. how do we make the more products, maximize product? So consumer theory is rely on the maximize. This is rationally follow the maximize theory. This is good point that consumer theory. And also consumer theory studies how a rational consumer will make decision about using her incomes. It is that. I have only income $100, or in my pocket only have 100, but I want to $800. It is impossible story. So how a consumer follow the rational decision, and also how the customer will respond to change price. For example, higher food price. It means is now I have only $10 in my pocket. I am very hungry. How to use that? There are many choices there. Is go to the restaurant, or hamburger, or sandwich, or buy some stuff and cook yourself. There are many kind of choice. So how the customer will respond to change price, but it is also think about the customer theories, consumer theory. Also, how customers' consumption patterns reflect their preferences. Preferences is one of the decision factors. Preferences. I like the hamburger style or pizza style. This is pattern, consumption pattern. Also, how consumer consumption pattern and level will change when their income change. Okay, most people make the money to spend something for your life. So that's why the old salary base wants to increase the salary. It is income change. So in the United States, I know that in the United States, it's a little bit consumption country. That's the meaning. Most country will make the strategy for GDP. It means, for example, South Korea wants to rely on the export. And then South Korea developed depends on the several kind of exports products. And then finally they got the GDP. This is more rich than. But in the United States, a little bit different, because it's the biggest economic scale of the world. The United States very biggest, but it's in the China also the biggest one, first and second. Anyway, now income change. Income change means everybody wants to increase the salary base or some incentive. So income change, and then they change pattern of choice. It means this extreme example. Nowadays is 5 billion or 50 billion something for the lottery, Powerball lottery or something. So if you get it that, and then your very huge increase the income change, and then exactly you think about the change patterns of choice. Now it's only hamburger or sandwich or more laptop computer. But if you get it more money for your pocket, and then you can easily buy to laptop computer. Very easy. Also in the automobile. In the United States is consumption country. It means United States is very highest GDP country. So there are many kind of choice to buy your own car. If you get it the lotto, and then you can make more money in your pocket, and then you want to buy your own car, buy Rolls Royce or Bentley or something. Because what? This is change patterns based on income change. That's why they say, to make a smaller example, if you increase your salary, and then in the United States, most consumers think about it. I like the boat or RV, but RV is very expensive. So in the United States, pattern style, for I know this, my friends, he increased the salary $200 per month from the Los Angeles the security or something, police department. And then he think about it. Okay, I get $200 more every month. I increase my salary base, and then basically he wants to buy an RV for a long time. And then he decided, okay, I will buy the RV, even if only $200 increase by per month. But it can do it or not. It's possible story. It is American style consumption. So I will pay the interest, $200 includes the principals, and then he can buy the RV, even if only 200 increase. So this is for very specified United States economic style. Because, for example, because the reason is that the United States has money from the whom. So basically in Taiwan, in the country of Taiwan, who has huge money? There is some middle-level company. And in the South Korea, who owns the huge money? It's the big company, Samsung, Hyundai, or something. And in the United States, who owns the traditional money? It's financial company. Financial company basically operate the money by interest. So very sensitive the interest. For example, in the RV or more furniture or your car, most of them using the financial. Because in the United States, financial company, lots of company has the huge money, and then they can use the money, borrow money, and then depends on the interest, as you know. So it's if I saw in the some report, if you want to your home, how to that? But traditionally in the Korea case, they accumulate, save money, but from self-employed or more salary base, and then accumulate and save money and wants to buy them. Now it's a little bit changes the patterns. If I get some increase my salary pattern and then buy first. Later we will study the utility. Okay. Let me clarify that. Two things. Buy now later. Buy now, I don't have money, but I get some money from my salary base. And then it means is buy now meaning is to pay interest. Buy later is saving money. But this is to pay interest, save money, but it's still small house, small but a rent house. Rent. Now it's buy. At the time, we think about the utility. Utility. Buy now utility is very huge, big. But the rent house is utility is 0. And then 30 years later or 15 years later, accumulated utility is very huge increase. But 20 years later, buy the house utility is even or decrease. That's why in the United States have money from the financial company. So if we think about the rationally the utility, exactly buy now is better. But the condition is that to pay the interest. Only at the other hand, the saving money and then rent house is very small or 0 utility. But 20 years later or 30 years later, if I buy those homes, it's not promised. It's impossible or not. Nobody knows it. So in the United States, customer choice pattern is very unique. Pay interest and then buy now. And then pay the interest, even if to pay the interest, but I want to maximize the utility. Even if it is 30 years, 15 years. Actually, this house is $1 million, but later we'll buy the $1 million. Who is that save money is very long time, but in the meantime, I live in the new home, my home, but I pay the interest. So in the United States, it's consumption country. The point is that who owns the money? Who operates the money? In the Japan case, who owns the huge money? Government. Government has a lot of money. But in the United States, who owns the huge money? It's financial company. That's why financial company wants to deal or borrow money and get the interest. That is a big difference. And the definition is that the theory of consumer choice. The theory of consumer choice is the branch of microeconomics, as I said. It related preference to consumption expenditures is using, and to consumer demand curve. As you say that demand curve, the downward slope. It analyzes how consumers maximize the desirability of their consumption. Desirability means is needs. The sum of the needs is a desirability. Maximize utility. Subject to consumer budget constraint. Constraint meaning is limited. In my pocket is limited. Factors influencing consumers' evaluation of the utility of goods include that what kind of factors? For example, income level, cultural factors, product information, and the physio-psychological factors. Psychologically, choices also follow the rational area. Rational decision making or not is the factors, influencing factors. So the consumer theories, consumers choose the best bundle of good they can afford. Afford means is availability in your pocket, affordable. So bundle means is combination of goods and services. So can afford a budget constraint. Best, what is the best? According to preferences within your pocket, your budget. Why it is useful, consumer theory? That is, predict behavior changes. And the government makes the policy analysis. So every quarterly or monthly, the Bureau of United States agents is announced the CPI, Customer Price Index, something like that, is to make the policy for government strategy. The other definition is that consumer choice is constantly making economic decisions at the highest level of generality. Also, we are all very much alike that come up against the same constraint, a given income or wealth, given time to enjoy it all. So that's why I explained the RB. If you buy some home, your house, at least 15 years budget plan or more 30 years loan plan. Also the RB is 18 years budget planning. The consumer choice theory of individual decision making is called consumer theory. Okay. Consumer theory is related the demand curve. Demand. So the yellow downward slope is demand curve. So consumer choice is hot. Vertical is consumer. Y-axis is crossing, unit per week, crossing, for example. The horizontal x-axis meaning is food, unit per week. So we think about the between food and crossing. It means that now I have some money and then I will buy the food or crossing. So market basket D cannot be attained given the current budget constraint. It means I can buy it or not. So this budget line in here, what I hopefully buy in here is to get. It means I can buy it. That is the price and the budget plan is very constrained. It means I cannot buy that. So blue line is budget line. So it means is if you want to buy some food and clothing, resolve the two things. One thing is budget line increase. It means that you have to make more money. It means more work. And then the blue line is moved to right side. And then this contact meet the point D. And then you can buy the cross 30 and buy 40. This is the consumer choice theory. Well, the other one is you are waiting for demand curve is going down, but it's not your decision. Demand curve move to left side. is a government policy or market condition is changed. So it is it's another story from you. So the consumer theory is meet the budget line and demand curve meet some point, and then you can buy some products combination. That means it's crossing and the food. And also theory of consumer choice is the definition is that the typical consumer exhibit rational behavior. But most cases not follow the rational behavior. So in the microeconomics, very deeply study about the rational behavior, the consumer behavioral theory. And also consumer knows clear-cut preferences. Clear-cut preferences meaning is the need and the wants is unlimited that, but you cut the preferences. Some budget plan. It's subject to have a budget constraint, is correct. Your money. And also response to price change. You are waiting for the big sales and then some online or offline and some used to or not. There are many kind of response to price change, and then you can get it. This is consumer theory, consumer choice. So they are constantly making economic decisions. This is economic consumer decisions is accumulate, and then this is based on the government policy. And also at the highest level of generally we are also very much like the little income or little time, these things. So utility is the satisfy or pressure derived from the consumption of goods and services. So now we will review the utility. In the comeback, I said the understanding consumer theory, and then three kind of assumption. First thing is utility, and second is non-satiation, and third assumption is decreasing marginal utility. So now I want to review you to utility. Utility is very powerful tools and area for economic theory. Utility. Last time I talked to utility. I have 5 apples. And then the taste, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Taste. Number 1 is very low taste. Number 5 is very good, excellent taste. And then pattern or style. Style first, style 2, style 3, something like that. Style first, going to resist. Eat the apple from number 1 to number 5. And the other pattern is reversed. First ate the apple 5, and then later last eat the apple 1. So the style second is from 5 to 1. Style 3 is mix. 1, 5, 3, 2, 4, something like that. We only compare the style 1, style 2. Only think about the utility. This one is, style 1 is number 1, 8, and number 2, number 3, apple, number 4, apple, number 5, apple. It means maximize each increase utility. It means is taste, increase taste. So it's maximized. This one is on first 8 and 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1 this order. Decrease utility, decrease taste, Sum is minus. It means if we think about this, all 5 apples eating that, the subject, and how do we explain the utility patterns? Style 1 guys is from number 1 to number 5 apples, and then style 1 guys maximize utility. But style 2 guys eat the first very delicious apples and then decrease apple taste. It means decrease utility. So it's minimize, the sum of the taste is 0 or minus. The mixing is a different stuff. So that's why last time I taught this example. So when we're talking about the consumer choice theory, first thing, the assumption is utility maximization. This is utility consumer theory. So maximizing utility, where is it? Okay, here. The individuals are said to calculate the decision. Calculate it. This one first, or this one first, or mix it. This is calculated. And also the shopping and purchasing and decision making, buying or not. First time they think about it, the picture says economic concepts. I need it or not, right now or not, or later or something. And then next step is makes decision. This is decision making. And then get the stuffs or goods and services. And then the customers think about to achieve the highest level or satisfaction. Now I'm very satisfied or regret or something. And finally, with limited resources. That means it's a limited edition. And then the customers very urgent to buy that. These things is really the maximization process. In the market part, the recognition, it means is every advertisements experts need for TV advertisement or more paper or any kind of the smartphone advertisement. This is recognition. Recognition means is customers saw that and recognize in their mind, and then think about it. I need for that some products or not, the recognition, and then the recognition in the save in her mind, and only think about it. In the marketing areas, the experts push to the customers finally decide to buy right now and give some method to buying some new stuffs. This is the marketing part, is follow very same thing, same style. So economic concept means in marketing sales is recognition. The make a decision is buy that. But in the meantime, in the marketing area, it's very difficult and different method there by using the promotion and sales price, something like that is a marketing area. But in the economic areas, is only make decision based on economic concepts. And then to achieve means is buy that, to buy. And buy that, and then sometimes it's very regret. Oh, it's not good for my first recognition or first useful or something. And then they are satisfied or not, is utility maximized is 0 or very diminished. And final think about in the economic utility maximized, think about this budget plan, resource. But it's basically subject to is I can affordable buy stuffs. But in the marketing area, it is different. First time, we have unlimited resources. It means that consumers will get some products. Anyway, the customers have a affordable budget or not. It doesn't matter. The marketing guy is push that to buy some stuffs. This is a little bit different approach method for between marketing and economic part. So sometimes people ask me, hey, Dr. Lee, what is different between business and economics? What is different? Basically, I get the doctor degree is business and econ. So business and econ is come together. But as you know, in the United States, very interesting. In the UC series, UC Irvine, UC LA, any. The 9 US cities, university have some Bachelor of Science or Arts in business. And also Bachelor of Art or Science in economics. And also the UC series has Bachelor in business and econs. They studied very similar curriculums in the bachelor degree, but it's exactly different. Get the graduation in the business, economics, business and economics. They are mingled and mix it some subject. It's very different. So my concern is that some students want that the only business part. It means it's only marketing area. Very similar steps, very similar procedure, but anyway, it's different, a little bit different approach. Economics is also only think about theories. Business is a little bit familiar with the assumption area. But the business and econ major is a little bit mixed. So which is more popular? I don't know. Right now it's very speedily changed the major content. Last week I saw on some news from United States. Most parents wants to, oh, my son or my daughters wants to get the major of computer science or computer engineering. You know, the computer science or the computer engineering is on unemployed rate is 6.5 or something. But you have botany or some music or art major guys, unemployment rate only 4.2 to 3. It is big gap. What the reason? As you know, nowadays, last year you heard a lot of advertisement coding. Oh, my son will study coding. Now it's no more than. It's disappeared, suddenly disappeared at the last or early this year. What the reason? As you know, the reason is AI. So most of AI part is covered coding. Also, it's more faster better than the human or more people coding system. So coding is disappeared. It's a new trend. Also saying business econs decide to know now later how do they move that. Nowadays it's also computer science or computer engineering is a little bit, not plenty, a little bit very poor trend. It means it's decreased the job opportunity in the economic part thing. But it's very point is that the very quickly change the trend and fashions. How to adjust it, it depends on your homework thing. Anyway, come back in here. So this pattern is economic utility 8Lordland. And this one, second assumption is non-seriation. Non-seriation means is people are seldom satisfied with one trip to the shops and always wants to consume more. It means is if you understand the consumer theory, we think about the 3 basic assumptions. Second assumption is non-satisfaction. That is that. So give anyway 2 bundles. I say this food and cross and food. How do we meet the 1 point and then I can buy the bundle of the cross or food? This is another example. Given any 2 bundles, if bundle 1 contains more 1 good than bundle 2, it means cross more buy and food more less than. And it does not contain less of the other goods, then bundle 1 is preferred to bundle 2. This is non-seriation assumption. It means the combination of bundle is crossing and food. So the bundle 1 is better than, and the other one is bundle 2 is more than. That is, which is preferred? Oh, now I need for preference for cross and buy. And now I'm very hungry and I want to buy food. This is non-seriation assumption, delayed consumer theory. Okay. So this thing is represent in the pictures, the graph. Good 1 and good 2. Cross and food or something like that. And then more is always better. The more the better. You know that? The more the better. So this graph is 2 going right side. It means it's more than the more the better. So move to consumer decision is move to right side and upper side. So it means it's from A to from B is good 1 is cross food is more increase from XA to XB of food. Also this crossing change from YA to YB. It is bundle non-seriation theory. So finally I give some utility definition. A term in economics that refers to the total satisfaction or benefit from consuming a good or services. This is utility. So utility is some kind of concept in economics and game theory. Game theory also very game theory is a very difficult area in the almost PhD area in the game theory. But last week I a little bit explained that. And then his game theory is approach based on the utility. A relative measures of happiness or satisfaction. Happiness? I don't understand. I don't agree that happiness, but just satisfaction. So in the economics, utility is a measure of a certain person's satisfaction from a certain state of the world. It means certain rationally buying goods and services. Over time, the term has been used to present at least 2 meanings. It is here, cardinal utility or ordinal utility. And later, total utility, marginal utility. A little bit more difficult concept. But this I don't want to more deeply grasp very complex deep graph. I don't want it. Just briefly I explain is reviewing. Cardinal utility, ordinal utility. So cardinal utility means assigning numerical value to the amount of satisfaction. It means it's okay, I buy apples, 5 apples, 6 apples. This is cardinal utility. And then I get some utility. This is cardinal. Ordinal means not assigning numerical values, the amount of satisfaction, but indicating the other preferences. That is, what is preferred to what. Okay. It means here, cardinal utility and ordinal utility. Cardinal utility is pizza 60 units. Also 40 units of hamburger. This is cardinal utility. But ordinal utility is which one do you like first between pizza and hamburger? This is ordinal utility. So you like the pizza first preference and hamburger is second preferences. Okay? This is ordinal utility. So now 5 apples. This is cardinal utility. And 5 some watermelon. This is 5 utility, 5 utility. Compare that is cardinal utility. But ordinal utility is which one do you like them? First, second, third. This is cardinal, ordinal. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is cardinal. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. This is ordinal. Same sign. So if we mention the utility, we have to separate cardinal and ordinal utility. It's exactly different. Calculate. This is ordinal and cardinal. So the other mention is pass. And then how to we say the total utility? Total utility is even if this is cardinal or ordinal, is total unit. The aggregate means is correct. So aggregate summation of satisfaction or fulfillment that the consumer receives through the consumption of goods and services. So total unit is total sum. So the equation is that the total utility refers to the total satisfaction obtained from the consumption of all possible unity of the commodity. Commodity is goods and services. So all possible unity means is I can affordable. It means you have some money in your pocket or not. This is assumption, a possible unity. So total utility is total utility n. N is n times or n numbers. So total unity 1 plus total utility 2 plus total unit n. Okay. So the basic concept of use. Most of fx it means is function. How to we explain that? To lots of the factors. Okay, this one. AX1 plus BX2 plus dot. 3 dot, okay? Plus NXN. This is basic expression. All equation, okay? this is dependence function. It is, we say it is y. And then A, B, C, N is for constants. It's different. But this function, variables from x1 to n. Variable x variable is n. So the objective function fx or y made by n x functions make the final x function. Also, point is any kind of theory is something like this type. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's a regulation. So total utility equation is that total utility 1, total utility 2, total utility 3, and then dots, 3 dots, but it's long. Too many dots in here, but it's not incorrect expression. Anyway, next concept is ordinal utility, cardinal utility, total utility, and then is more important thing is marginal utility. The added satisfaction that consumer gets from having one more unit of a good and services. Okay, now I ate the pizza, first pizza, and a little bit more I want. Okay, second one. Utility. For example, utility is 10. But second pizza, same pizza, but it's 10 or not, or less. You're correct, because it's the second one. Because I'm a little bit full. This is for marginal concept. So 10 plus 10 is not related to the marginal concept, but it's less utility, is marginal utility concept. Okay, this is marginal concept. So how to calculate that? This one. Marginal utility is total utility difference divided quantity of goods differences. Or this one. Marginal utility is a change in number of units consumed. How many consumes. And over change in total utility. This is for marginal utility equation. So marginal utility is change of that means F minus I utility. And the change of total utility is QF minus Q1 I. This is total utility. That's it. Just you know this one, and no more to difficult graph. It is more you're confusing that. Anyway, this is a shape of marginal utility curve. 3 kind of that. A little bit shape is different, but anyway, the belongs is 3 kind of. One is convex. Convex meaning is this type convex curve. Okay, and concave means it is. This is function is minus function. This is plus function. And this one is polygon line, linear. Linear means is first function. So linear curve or concave or convex system. This is utility, marginal utility curve shapes. So the next, what is the difference between total and the marginal unit? Total utility is satisfaction derived from the consumption of resources or products. That is total things. But satisfaction derived from the consumption of extra unit of resources, marginal unit. For example, second one is, for example, 8 utility. It means 2 is marginal unit. Okay? And total utility refers to some total utility gains by consuming a certain quantity of unit of products. Plus all thing is total. But marginal utility refers to additional utility gained by consuming extra unit of products. Extra. Second one, third one. This. Okay, one thing is that. First time I ate pizza, and second time is hamburger. It's different story. And so I a little bit more. Oh, this is for eating pizza the third time. It's more complex. That's why the utility is very difficult area. So in the game theory is very Nash equilibrium. Game theory is a little bit approach for the game theory. There are lots of branches. So last time I talked to you in the game theory, if I want to play with one guy's the rock, paper, scissors, and then you think about this, who is one probability? 50-50. No. I can more probability better than you. How to? That is inside the connected strategy. One of the strategies I say first, I play now. I say just say it, and then let's pray. It means is I have more probability to win better than the strategy. Okay, this is game theory. So I give them, for example, you know that the Cracks company. Okay, this is some street. There's a McDonald's and a Burger King, Carl's Jr. And if I want to my own business sandwich shop, it's very very good here. So if I want to make my own restaurant in sandwich, I can buy or lease in here. There are many people is Burger King, McDonald's, Carl's Jr. in this cross street. But most people think about this, oh, this area is not good for business, or same sandwich, or same burger in here. But my case, I eagerly recommend this area. The reason is, same thing. I give some luck. It means I announced my strategy to the market. What is the strategy for better than the McDonald's, Burger King, Carl's Jr.? How can you win make money better than other hamburgers chains? There are lots of some strategy in there. For example, there are $10 or more $10, but if I pay to $8, it's very poor. It's not good strategy. My case, for just an example. Okay, you got $10 hamburger, $10 hamburger, $12 hamburger, it doesn't matter. Okay, I pay also $10 sandwich or hamburger shop in here, but it's value more. Almost 1.5 times French fry. French fries, I give that 1.5 times. This is more good chance that. But the customer think about, I am hungry, or I want to buy some to go. And the customers knows it. Okay, that crossroad, they are joined, and lots of hamburgers in here. I can compare the price or volume. So they compare them. Okay, $10 burger, $10 burger, $10 burger, $12, $10 burger. But this, my own restaurant is not franchise, not famous, but I have some rule for fixed cost. So I don't want to charge for franchise fee. That's why that money includes the more value, 1.2 times or 1.5 French fries. I give that. I can give free. So also the other advantage is anybody knows it that Crossroad there are lots of choice the hamburger shop. It's a very good impression there. So if we think about the marginal utility and total utility, think about this type. You cannot escape this area. The point is that I don't need to advertisement for my sandwich shop. Only stay in here, and then people knows it. All that kind, the streets area is very powerful choice. McDonald's, Burger King, Charles Jr. But I can hear is Dr. Lee's burger. That's it. And then no need to advertise. No need extra expense. So I can give some another strategy for the room for my business. That means I don't need to pay franchise fee or some advertisement for my restaurant. Don't need that because everybody knows it. If I want to hamburger or sandwich in the lunchtime, okay, give in here and then choice on that. But Dr. Lee's hamburger shop is almost 1.2 times French fries, more volume and more bigger patties, something like this. Another room for business thing. Okay. Okay, come back in here. So the total utility, marginal utility is very useful for their own business strategy. That's it. So, okay, last one. This is total utility graph here. X-axis is consumed. The y-axis is utility. Total utility is increasing consumed products, and then some point is peak, and then the total utility is exactly decreased. But the marginal utility is the same thing. First pizza and the second pizza, third pizza is decreased the marginal utility. So sometimes when the consume 5 pizzas and then this minus area is I'm neglect. I don't want to anymore. Sometimes these areas I cannot more pizza. At that time, the total utility is maximum. Okay, this is very good or very excellent concept in here for your own business concept, because you can combination some food. Yesterday I have some party with some Korean restaurant, and then there are, as you know, this some combination menus in there. And number one, I some sutu and some boiling, and then combination combo, and then includes soju and makgeolli or something like that, beer. It's combination. How do they make it? Follow this. Okay, 4 people can eat the dinner party, and then think about 4 people can drink soju 2 bottles or 4 bottles, and then make it the total utility, and make some menu total utility maximizing. This is for total utility. Okay. Okay. That's all today. Oh shit! I want to finish that whole thing. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, the next week we will study the equilibrium. Okay. Okay. If you have any question, let me know it, and then next week we will study the consumer equilibrium. Okay. Any question? Okay. Thanks for coming, and see you next week. Okay.